We bring in Republican Senator Ron Johnson from Wisconsin, who joins the show now. Welcome, Senator. This idea on retirement, the president talked about a lot of the issues he talks about all the time, but that seemed new. Did he do enough to kind of address concerns about the economy, which is number one in many voters' minds?
Well, it's a difficult issue. Part of the problem is that he inherited such enormous messes: the open border, the hangover, the devaluation of the dollar caused by 40-year high inflation, all the strife around the world, and these things aren't easy or immediate to clean up. And so, when it comes to things like affordability, I think we have to get our spending under control in the federal government. We still haven't done that. It's very difficult to do that. There's a constituency for all this spending. I think he's made some great strides in terms of bringing energy costs down, which impacts the cost of just about every product. That's pretty good. There are certain things, like eggs, better management of H1N1. Don't kill off all the flocks. Try and keep some of the chickens that have some immunity to it. Again, there's just a better way of managing it than we've been doing in the past. But in general, once you devalue the currency, I think the American people think prices are going to come down. They're just not going to rise as much. There are a couple commodity items that you actually can bring the prices down.
Right.
But inflation is pretty well in check. So I think his administration has done a pretty good job from that standpoint.
But your first statement in the answer, I think, is telling it. We can talk more about that. You said it's a difficult issue, and especially when you're talking about economics, inflation more than any other issue, I think, is a difficult issue. I want to play a clip of what the president said about it, about affordability from the speech last night, and then maybe dig into that a little bit more with you. Here's President Trump.
But in 12 months, my administration has driven core inflation down to the lowest level in more than 5 years. And in the last 3 months of 2025, it was down to 1.7%. Gasoline, which reached a peak of over $6 a gallon in some states under my predecessor, it was quite honestly a disaster, is now below $2.30 a gallon in most states, and in some places, $1.99 a gallon.
But to your earlier point, Senator, since the prices had gone up so much, now that they're, in many cases, I know gasoline's come down, but in many cases still going up, but just not as much, that's a tough feeling for people. So is there really, from a policy perspective, anything that can be done other than to work through this?
Well, again, I think the president's done a lot. We prevented a massive automatic tax increase. I'm getting feedback from constituents who last year had to pay a couple $1,000 in taxes, and now they're getting a $500 rebate.
Right.
Again, Democrats that the legacy media, ignored it, denigrated it, but those things are true. So, again, Americans were highly dissatisfied with the Biden administration. The dollar devalued. A dollar held at the start of the pandemic is now only worth 80 cents. Again, that devaluation doesn't go away. And so if there's any complaint, it may be over-promising, which is what is pretty difficult to deliver. My approach is always trying to under-promise and trying to over-deliver. But in politics, you've got to tell people what you want to do. And again, I think President Trump has been pretty focused on delivering. And take a look at those stats. I mean, gasoline prices, it's a dramatic decrease. I mean, the price of eggs, that's a dramatic increase. The fact that he left office about 1.4% inflation, now it's back down to under 2% for the last couple of months. That's some real progress, even if people, because the news media doesn't preach it, doesn't talk about it enough, maybe they're not feeling it quite as much.
Well, the other thing, though, that we do talk about a lot and that maybe people are feeling is that the president's own policies, you could argue, have made it marginally worse, or that it might have been better if it wasn't for tariff policy. That's another added cost for a lot of consumers, no?
I think he's actually right when he said he was right and about 22 top-notch economists were wrong. I certainly had concerns about the tariffs. It was maybe a one-time hit, but the numbers speak for themselves. I mean, inflation is quite low. Again, you have commodities coming down. You have other numbers going up. Tariffs, by and large, are paid for by the consumers when all's said and done, but temporarily, foreign interests are paying for some of those as well. So I don't think generalized tariffs had much of an impact in terms of core inflation or the price that people are paying.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.